Wherever you are listening to this voice, this is the voice that cries, the voice that is crying for the souls that are hungry, for the souls that are crying for help, for the families of the innocent citizens that we are slaughtered, that we are butchered, that we are dehumanized. Some we are killed in the prison cells. Some we are wrongly framed. Yes. In fact, so many things we are said against them, even what they did not do. I'm speaking for the heart of the woman that is crying for her shop that was burnt down. Yes, I'm speaking for those men whose importation were seized because they could not bribe out their ways. I'm speaking for those whose loved ones were killed and murdered in cold blood, and their viral videos are everywhere. I'm speaking for that mother whose children were taken away from her forcefully. Yes, and they were used for rituals. I am speaking for the innocent citizens that are crying every day for salvation, crying every day for help, crying every day for the light. I am speaking for that man that is down there in chains, hands and feet are chained, and he is sitting in utter darkness, crying and saying, Lord, when will this thing end? I am speaking for those who have been dehumanized, traumatized by the things that are happening. So many of them have taken to gay. So many of them have taken to one form of wickedness or the other just to find ends meet. I am speaking for those mothers that are still crying today for their missing children. I am speaking for those men and women, our business mogul, who have been wrecked, who have been brought down, who are now penniless. I am speaking for that importer and exporter. Yes, that person that was framed up and his goods were all confiscated just because he could not bribe out his way. Where is our Elisha of today? Where is our Elisha of today? If you read what is going on in the news, if you read in the newspapers, if you open your phone, it is no more a news that ritualists are everywhere. It is no more a news that bomb blasters are everywhere. It is no more a news that when men move out hiding. It is no more a news that when men are traveling, they are traveling with their heart in their hands. It is no more a news that wickedness have changed this nation. It is no more a news that there is political instability. There is health instability. Everything is shaking. Our economy is shaking. Finances is shaking. Marriages have shattered. It is no more a news that a woman or a man can quit his wife or can quit his marriage just to indulge into fornication because of food. It is no more a news that the same thing that happened in the Bible is happening, where men can stay indoors and kill their own children and use them as balasuya. It is no more a news that youth today, when they come back with expensive cars, most of their mothers run out of the house so that their children will not use them for rituals. Sir, I am speaking to you. Where is our Elisha? The Bible made us to understand in 2 Kings chapter 7. If you read from verse 2 Kings chapter 6, if you read from verse 24 to the end, you will discover that a time came where the Syrians besieged the Samaritans, And when they besieged the Samaritans, things were so costly in the land of Samaria that even pure water, people can kill themselves just to get water. Things became so costly that a woman, in fact, that people started eating themselves. Yes, to the extent that a woman could boldly confront the king, reporting another woman for what two of them did. That could show you that as at that time, mothers eating their own children were no longer a sin. A mother could call another mother and because of hunger boil their child and eat it. After eating the child, they are okay, comfortable. God forbid. This same thing is happening in our nation. Where are our Elishas? And the Bible made us to understand that when the king had this, instead of the king to punish the woman, the king went out looking for Elisha and was like, if I can see this Elisha, his head will no longer be on his head. Why? Because I know that Elisha has the power to undo this situation. A situation of adverse hunger, a situation of adverse wickedness. Every day in this nation we see wickedness glaring at us. When we go to church to worship, we are afraid. When we are in the bus, we are afraid. When we are driving our private cars, we are afraid. When our children go to school, our hearts are in our hands. We are afraid to hear what we don't want to hear. It is no more a news that kidnappers are everywhere. Kidnappers that can enter into schools and kidnap school children. It is no more a news that our common entrance examination is engulfed with diverse forms of malpractices. It is no more a news that our WAEC, our JAM examinations has been engulfed with so much malpractices. It is no more a news that even the people that are studying a professional courses, many of them have nothing to prove for it. How will you feel if you are on the air and you discover that the pilot that is driving did not study, is not an engineering student, did not study anything about piloting. In fact, he was borrowed from another field into that field. How comfortable will you be? How will you feel when you open your eyes in the theater and discover that the very doctor that is operating on your body is the same local farmer in your village that did not pass primary 6? How will you feel? Nigeria is going to somewhere. Our country is boiling and boiling and boiling. In fact, it is not just boiling, it has evaporated and waiting to escape from the pot. What is going on? Where are our so-called Elishas? By this message, I am challenging every Christian wherever you are. By this message, I am challenging every of our spiritual leaders. Let us arise and pray. Let us arise and fight with the weapon that God has given to us. Let us arise and fight and pray. Until men stand and pray, things will not stop. One day we'll be in our house and danger will be knocking on our doors. Some of us might have thought that you are safe wherever you are. But let me tell you, if you are safe, what of your brother? If you are now in the United States of America or in one country or the other, what of your brother back home? What of your sister back home? Every time we hear insecurity, bloodshed, almost every day in a week, you don't move out because every day has been turned to a public holiday. Are we living in the land of the living or are we living in the mortuary? God forbid. I am begging all Christians, wherever you are, let us come together Let us spend a minute and cry unto God and say, Lord, arise. Let our nation have peace. Lord, arise. Let our nation have peace. Politically, let our nation have peace. Economically, let our nation have peace. Marriages be settled. Families receive peace. Let there be creations of job. Every day we stand to accuse internet scammers. We call them weak bones, but we have forgotten that it is intelligence that they are using to work. All these robbers on the street, we call them foolish people, but we have forgotten the level of risk they are taking. If these people could come together and begin to do something better with their lives, you will discover that the world, our nation, will be a better place. Most of these corrupt songs that we hear, if these people can come together and sing to the glory of God, you will discover that our nation will be a better place. Elishas of our days, where are you? Please come out and save your people. Please come out and save your people. This is not a time to say I have spoken. It is a time to act. They said that action speaks louder than voice. This is the time we act. This is a time we rise. This is a time we take our future in our hands. Our kings are crying. Our political leaders are crying. They are telling us that if God does not save, do we think that they have the power to save? These things have gone beyond them. I am calling on all our bishops, all our apostles, all our teachers, all our religious leaders, all our reputable men and women to rise and pray. To rise and pray for the salvation of the people of God, so that our world will know peace. Where is our Elisha? Women are eating their children. Men are eating up their children. Mothers are taking out their daughters for prostitutions. Our daughters in the higher institutions are no more eating from hand to mouth. Rather, they are eating from prostitution to mouth. Our lecturers are exploiting our students. Our world is turning upside down. We are now behaving like the proposed animal that the scientists said that we evolved from. We are now heading into animalism. Arise, O Elisha, and save us. Arise, Elisha, and save us. If you have got this message, please send this message to another. Let the children of God arise so that the world will be made a better place. I remain your friend and brother, Ozioma.